Welcome to today's training, which is focused on financing. Now, as you would expect, financing is a huge part of social property investment, and if you don't get the finances right, you're not going to have an asset, you're going to be holding a liability. So it's really crucial that you enter into any social property investment project with a clear idea of what you hope to achieve and what is realistic that you're going to achieve when you are looking to make financial returns. So I've talked a lot already about maximizing profit and cost effectiveness, minimizing and mitigating risk, and obviously, as you know, is really important in social property investment, making a difference to the lives of people housed. Now, maximizing profit and cost effectiveness is obviously really important. If we don't have a stable cash flow and return running through the property, that's going to have an impact on so many different parties, and it's going to turn things into a mess and a nightmare, and a project that people are going to not want to be involved in, and something that could be causing a loss for the landlord or the investor. So make sure that these projects are all set up properly and they are minimizing and mitigating the risk, as we've talked about, but also, as we're going to focus on here today, that they are the most cost effective or profit generating solutions possible that could be created. So I'm going to talk about financing in two parts today, and the first part I'm going to cover a case study that we worked on in social property investment project in Greater Manchester, and I'm going to show you how we decided that was a viable investment and how we calculated what type of money would be returning on that property, and how we looked at a long-term strategy in terms of making sure that benefits, rents and any payments were collected, and that would run in a smooth manner throughout the duration of its life. So I'm going to talk for the first part about financing your property and your project and your building and your refurbishment and setting things up in the first place, and how do you decide whether something is a viable investment or not, and where do you start looking to find properties that may potentially work, and how can that, looking at it from a financial sense, will that correlate with things like local housing allowance rates or the rates for the ages or circumstances of the people that live in the property. So we're going to talk about funding and financing of the actual build and project, and then we're going to talk in the second part about the finances with rents and payments and local housing allowance and universal credit, and how do we make sure, again, across the board, that we're working on an investment which is producing the maximum profit or is the most cost-effective solution that we can provide. So it's important to note before we kick off, I'm not qualified as a financial advisor, and I'm certainly not qualified to give financial advice. So when you're looking at working in investment projects, it should go without saying, but obviously I'm going to say it anyway. Please make sure you get appropriate professional advice. This may be from a financial advisor, you may talk to an accountant, you may take advice solicitor or legal representative. It's really important. We're talking about investing huge sums of money, and obviously we're investing in a social marketplace and a new marketplace, so it's really imperative, and it goes throughout the duration of this course, that if you are unsure on key areas, that you take a little bit more guidance or advice. So in financing, if you wanted some advice of further education and learning, I'd be happy to help you to explore or point you in the right direction. But as I say, I'm utilizing this video to share with you case study work that we have undertaken, and also to have a look and do a little bit of brainstorming and a little bit of innovating and see how could we potentially fund these projects in a more creative way, or how could we generate more revenue from these projects, or how could we make these projects more cost efficient for our central government. So I'm using the work that I've done and the work that I'm doing and the work that I plan to do in the future to guide you a little bit and to spark off some innovation, hopefully, and some creativity inside you, and to make you go away and explore further. But as I mentioned, please don't take this as professional advice, and just use it for your guidance only, and take it as you move forward, and use it to build on, and hopefully grow your projects bigger and better. So thanks for staying with us, and we will kick off with the first part of our financing training next.